Hi, everybody. It's Chaya Parkoff, licensed clinical social worker, and this is ParshaRx, mental health prescriptions from the weekly Torah portion. In this week's Torah portion, Pekudei, we witness the powerful completion of the Mishkan, the sacred tabernacle. The Torah devotes an extraordinary amount of attention to every single detail, what was donated, how each piece was crafted, who made what. It's been going on for the last several weeks. It may seem repetitive, but it's teaching us something profound. Small actions matter. Repetition matters. Consistency builds holiness. The Torah says, "For the cloud of God was on the Mishkan by day and fire by night." That daily rhythm wasn't just about ritual. It was about resilience, about creating something stable in the midst of the wilderness. The Lubavitcher Rebbe said on this week's Parsha, through consistency, one builds an internal sanctuary, a mishkan in the heart, immune to external storms. And today we're hearing that truth from people who have lived through the unimaginable storm. Eli Sharabi, held in Gaza for 491 days, shared, and I quote, "I'm not a religious person, but from the first day I was kidnapped, every morning I said Shema Yisrael, which I had never said in my life. The power of faith is insane," he said. "There's something watching over you." Keith Siegel, age 65, said blessings over food for the first time and began to pray in the tunnels. He said, "Even in the tunnels, I found ways to feel his presence." Agam Berger, 20 years old, chose to start keeping Shabbat in captivity. When she was released, she wrote on that little chalkboard in the helicopter, "I chose the path of faith, and by the path of faith I returned." And Omer Shem Tov, held for 505 days, described a bottle of grape juice for Kiddush that never spoiled. He said, "It reminded me of the Hanukkah miracle. It showed me how good God is, how much He was with me there." These are people who had never really practiced faith before, and yet in the darkest places, something sacred stirred inside. That same spark exists in every single human being. It exists in you. Whether you've believed your whole life, don't feel very connected, or aren't even sure if you believe in anything at all, you can begin from where you are right now. And if you already have a relationship with God, you can grow it. You can deepen it. It can get even better than it already is. How do we do it? One step at a time. The word Pekudei shares a root with the word pikadon, a sacred trust. The Mishkan wasn't just a physical space, it was a shared offering, a spiritual deposit. And in return, God says, several parshiot back, "V'yasu li mikdash v'shachanti betocham." Build me a sanctuary and I will dwell within them. Not, I will dwell in it, I will dwell in them. In us. The ultimate Mishkan is the one we each build from the inside out. And like any real growth, it doesn't happen overnight. When the Kohen, the priest, went up to do the daily service in the actual holy temple, he didn't climb a flight of stairs to get up there. He ascended a ramp. Our sages teach us, why a ramp? Because with stairs, you can skip a few. But a ramp, you have to move step by step. If you rush, you might fall backwards. That's how spiritual growth works. That's how healing works. That's how we build emotional resilience, step by step. In my own journey, I started from no belief whatsoever. It started with Modeh in the morning, just one sentence of gratitude that we say when we wake up in the morning. Once I got used to that, then I added Asher Yatzar, after using the bathroom. Yes, we have a prayer that we say after using the bathroom. At first, I forgot, especially after the first one of the day, but over time, it just became part of me. And honestly, if there's anything to be grateful for, it's being able to go to the bathroom. You may laugh, but just ask my kidney recipient or ask the hostages, who will tell you they weren't always allowed that basic human dignity. Even something like writing a daily gratitude list, just 3 things a day, can actually rewire your brain. Or start talking out loud to God, even if you don't know if He's there. That is really how I started way back. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to grow and change. We say what fires together, wires together. That's how small, sacred acts become second nature. That's how we build our internal Mishkan, our internal sanctuary. So here's our ParshaRx for this week. Choose one small practice, a breath, a blessing, a moment of thanks. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. You can call me and ask me, and I'll help you find something to start doing. Do it today, then tomorrow, then again the next day. Whether you believe, question, or just beginning to reach, there is something sacred inside you already, a pikadon, a spark, a soul. And with each small step, you build your sanctuary. Not brick by brick, but breath by breath, moment by moment, blessing by blessing, step by step. Shabbat Shalom.